Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the Daily Scan for Wednesday, April 22nd, 2015. Well, no announcements yesterday, so we can skip over that. Today we have existing home sales and EIA petroleum status report. Both are on the after the market opens this morning. And then it's really relatively quiet week this week. Let's see what's going on across the ponds here. Come on, settle down. Over in Asia, mostly bullish. As a matter of fact, almost 100% bullish and kind of bearish in Europe right now. 0.5% on most of them or better. Our bogey for it's a serious move, but nothing shocking or frightening at this time. Only if it continues. Here in the U.S., we're looking at about 0.5% gap down. Gold's at 1202. That's okay. Oil's at 56.10. A little bit better than it has been. And the dollar and the euro are pretty stable. I would call that stable, at least from our experience anyway, right? And yesterday, here, let me show you this. Okay, so this is my normal spreadsheet that I post on my blog. I added a tab here called 2015 Trades. So yesterday, here we go, date in, 4/21, that was yesterday, correct? Correcto segundo. I got into that price line, and I did a 50 delta, got $1.11 credit for a $2.50 spread. So 50-50 trade or 1-to-1 risk reward would have been $1.25, so $1.11. That's pretty good for me. So what I'm going to be doing here on a going forward basis, I'm not going back, but I am going forward, is to record the detail of each trade. And then that way I can just put this total over on this page, individually, of course. Oh, I didn't do last week yet. Well, I can do that because there was one trade, another price line that we made a little bit on. So I'll add that one in here for this week in that manner. And it's pretty simple. All I do is just put an equal sign here and then go back over here and then hold the control key down and then pick the ones that were closed on that particular week. For instance, I could just hold the control key down, going ahead and selecting that particular cell and then pressing enter, and it brings me over here, and that $80 is brought forward, and you can tell where that came from. It came from J2. So it's pretty easy on the spreadsheet to do that, and it probably will save me dual entry because I was keeping track of everything on paper before. I don't know why, just kind of old-fashioned, I guess. Didn't want to keep this spreadsheet open. I don't know why. I have no idea. But that's the way that I did it. So I better go back there and fix that before. Delete. I do something stupid, which I've been known to do. Wow, it's just sinking. So on this SPX trade here, I'm just going to hang in the price line. It's only Wednesday. Not going to worry about it. I have some bumper space here. I'm not real worried about a pullback for today. If it continues into the end of the week, then we might be saying that we're into a correction if this continues. Alright, so lots of earnings. Okay, here's that SPX. This is the one that I'm concerned about. These are simulated, but this is the live trade. If we drop 10 points, maybe even 20 points today, that would bring me down to 77. That's down to here. We're already like halfway down there. Chances are it'll probably, there might be some resistance here around this level, 20, 60 or 80, I should say. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. Let's not fret about it. Okay, so Apple, as it moves into earnings. Let's see here. Earnings next week. Yeah. Didn't have a very good day yesterday, but it's just kind of choppy here. Just nothing going on there. No momentum in any direction. Amazon had some momentum here, and that's kind of good. It's sort of a weird price action here on this particular day. Yesterday, we have earnings coming up this week. Can't wait to see how Amazon's doing. So here's the thing that I noticed. When I was down in Florida, I went back to my old neighborhood, and lo and behold, out in the middle of practically nowhere, but close to the interstate, and in between Tampa and Fort Myers, is an Amazon warehouse distribution center. Well, I guess they're going to start charging sales tax in Florida. Well, they probably already did. And I was up in Wisconsin this weekend, and lo and behold, what's about 10 miles north of the Illinois border and about 30 miles north of Chicago is an Amazon warehouse distribution center. So I talked to my brother about it. He said, yeah, they're already charging me sales tax. I think as soon as they probably closed the deal on the land, they started charging sales tax. And I'm sure Wisconsin is very happy about that, just as Florida is thrilled to death. And, Amazon's doing this. Why? So drones don't have to fly so far? I'm not sure. Oh, we're on Baidu. Okay, forget about Amazon for now. Let's go to Baidu. A little choppy here too, but we have earnings coming up, so we're just kind of sitting back on that one. Chipotle did have their earnings. I wonder how they did. 421. So let's go here and see what happened after hours. I'll do like a 15-minute here. Whoa, doesn't look real good for Chipotle. And I was sort of thinking in a negative way about Chipotle. It wasn't really all that bad. If you look over here at where the horizontal line is, it looks like it's going to open down around 657, so right around here. That's not going to be all that big of a deal for them. I don't think, anyway. So we'll wait for that one to settle down a little bit. Costco has their dividend coming up, their increased dividend. We were looking for an entry here, so they go on our setup list for 422. Costco. And I'm going to throw an alert on that. Okay. We'll watch for that one. Let's take a look at the Dow. Didn't have a very good day yesterday, but it wasn't all that bad. We might have support here. Gold. Choppy and flat. Google. Earnings. I was going to stay away from that. LinkedIn. Earnings must be out there next week. Yeah. LinkedIn still could do something if it was doing something, but it's not doing anything, so I'm just going to leave it alone. NDX, we had a simulated trade here, which is doing well, and if this was a live trade, I would have alerted this yesterday to see if it moves above it. Let's take a look, see if it's still on the Analyze tab. No. Dang, it's not there. I would have to go back to videos and see what the heck it was. Oh well. Nice try. But anyway, That was a 50 delta trade on a cash index. I don't usually do those, but I just wanted to see. Take a bet. Netflix settling down a little bit. We're still bullish on that, so they are in setup mode for a bull put. Let me throw an alert on that one too. At or above, that's good. Price line. And price line. I didn't put my trade in here. Okay, so where's my short? Price line, the short's at 11.97.5. Alrighty, so this is what it looks like. Thanks for the magic of the pause button. Alright, rut. We're looking to do a bull put on this just because of the upward movement here. It kind of rolled over here, didn't it? So I'm glad that we were a little bit cautious on that. Looks like it spent the day pulling back. Is that what happened? Yeah, gapped up and then spent the rest of the day marching to the rear, retreating. Alright. Well, I'm glad we stayed away from that one. Red always makes me a little bit nervous. SPX, though, I can feel a little bit more comfortable if I can get this thing to move down here. Come on, I clicked on you. I know I did. Yeah, when I booted this thing up, when I brought up the platform this morning, it actually, before it even finished loading, it told me that it had a performance problem. So I had to reboot the whole machine, thinking that there's something in there that, oh, we're coming back down a little bit here. That's good. Or back up, I should say. Yeah, I feel like, never mind. I think we're going to be okay there on this particular one that we opened on Monday. And then, last but not least, is Tesla. Looks like it's going to hold above this downward sloping trend line that was acting as resistance. But it's still consolidating. It's not really doing much of anything. And there might be earnings out here. Big question mark. I could throw a lot of question marks around this particular underlying. But regardless, we're down to 87.50. Okay, that's pretty good. I like that. Alright, so that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day and happy trading.